All right, what's good, everybody? I wanted to go over today's trades. Again, I posted the full session on YouTube, like always, just to be transparent and just show my journey, right? I'm not here to impress anybody. I'm not here to do anything crazy, right? I'm here to show my journey. I'm here to be honest and just again grow as a trader and just do the best I can to grow over time and just show the process of that as we get the whole process going through it, right? So again, I want to go over today's two trades. I ended up taking two trades today, but what I journaled today is I'm really proud of my performance for trusting my trade and trusting who I am as a trader. Okay, I was on my group of drawdown, my group of accounts on drawdown. Right, I trade currently three groups: a group of 10 50K accounts, a group of 10 50K accounts, and then a group of 5 50K accounts. Right, so I was on the group that has currently been in a 4 trade losing streak. Okay, and I've been trying to erase the fact out of my mind that these accounts are in drawdown. And this is the opportunity to present myself with, to trust my system, trust my data, trust what my data is showing me, and just keep trading normally and not be scared if I take another loss, right? So I'm really proud of how I traded today, just executing based off of my system, doing the right things, following my risk management. Again, I was a little bit emotional, especially on the second trade when the candle just ripped higher. You'll see it in the live session. Again, I want to start controlling my emotions a little bit more with that and just again, kind of just being numb in the fact when my take profits do get hit. But the way it hit today, you can't blame me. Like it skyrocketed up and secured all our profits. But I think I performed on the first trade really well. We ended up taking a first take profit and then going to break even, got stopped out. And then I ended up seeing the second opportunity, what I really wanted to see play out today. And then we ended up taking a dub today. I think we ended up making around 3.7K. We can go to my dashboard. But we ended up getting a good amount of drawdown back on these accounts, right? These accounts are back up to like $2,000 drawdown. And we could see we ended up making around $309 per account in the second trade, and then the first trade, $68 per account, which is pretty cool. We made around 3.78K, right? So let's dive into the trade. I took this trade on ES personally. Could have been taken on NQ. Also, I marked it out, but I currently didn't like how much the stop loss was. It was around 90 points, so we're just going to go over the trade that I took on ES, right? You should be able to see it. So, coming into market open, right? We had another hourly low down here that I'm going to mark out that is not marked out. So, where is this hourly low? At 7 a.m.? Let me look over here on NASDAQ. Hold on, NASDAQ's on the left, yes, it's on the right. Wednesday at 3 a.m. Wednesday at 3 a.m., right? I think it was this hourly low. Let's make sure. Pretty sure it was. Pretty sure it was. I'm pretty sure we came out down on market open and took that out. Yep, that's it. Okay, so look. Coming into market open, what do? Market open, we end up just chopping around, right? NASDAQ broke structure to the upside in the 5-minute time frame. We didn't come down and take out this hourly low. We come up, we take out previous day high / Asian session high, right? Where's previous day high / Asian session high? Up here. You can see it marked out on my chart. You can't actually. But previous day high / Asian session high is this line right here. Okay? NASDAQ come up and took that out. What am I looking for? So, if we go to the hourly time frame / 4-hour time frame on ES, I was looking at these equal lows we had down below. We had previous day low. We had equal lows right here. You could see them. I thought we were going to target these first before continuing higher. Why is this glitching out? Hold on. I don't know why this is glitching out. Okay, my drawing tool is not working for some reason. But we can see these equal lows right here, okay? I wanted to see if prices wanted to continue lower first, take those out, and continue higher. I had an eye on those in the beginning of market open, right? Let's look at overall higher time frame on the 4-hour / the daily and stuff like that. So the 4-hour time frame, we came down, we swept out this daily low yesterday, right? Which I wanted to see coming into this weekly fair value gap. We came to this weekly fair value gap. I'm expecting price to continue higher out of this level, especially if we broke structure in the 4-hour time frame. What did we get overnight? We broke structure in the 4-hour time frame on both indexes, okay? And we could see we were forming this 4-hour bullish fair value gap on market open. I wanted to see this 10 a.m. candle closure, which formed this 4-hour bullish, okay? I was keeping that in mind. On ES, we didn't end up forming it, right? That's why I took the trade on ES to those equal lows. But I kept that in mind thinking, all right, if this 4-hour fair value gap forms and we hold, we're probably going to continue higher, take out previous day high, Asian session high, New York high maybe, and then this high up here, which we didn't take yet, okay? So coming into market open, go back to here. That's my yap session for a second. We could see NASDAQ comes up and takes out this high at 945. Let's go to 945 here. ES comes up and takes that low. What do we end up doing, right? 940, 945-ish, right? We form a 5-minute S&T, right? Where's previous day high Asian session? All the way up here. We form a 5-minute S&T off of that. You should be able to see where that 5-minute S&T is. I shouldn't have to go to the higher time frame and mark it out, okay? Where we form this new high. NASDAQ's taking this out. ES isn't, right? So ES we form a high, right? And a lower high, right over here. NASDAQ we form a high, right? Oops. Let me X this out. Oh, that went to orange. But we formed a high and then a higher high, right? When we came up and took it out, right? So what is that showing me? ES is the leading index to the downside. We have equal lows. All right, I'm thinking. We never broke structure back to the upside in the 5-minute time frame, right? We broke structure to the downside. So ES is showing me it wants to continue lower. Yes, we swept out this low, right? But we're forming that 5-minute SMT, and it looks like we want to continue lower, right? We end up forming a 5-minute bearish fair value gap here, which is two I was keeping my eye on, where NASDAQ came up and traded back into when we were about to take our trade, right? So we have a 5-minute bearish on NASDAQ over here, right? Let's mark this out as a 5-minute bearish, right? This was around 9:55. Right, 9:55, right? And we come into this 5-minute bearish fair value gap around 10 a.m. We have this 5-minute bullish, but, right, we are trading into a 15-minute bearish fair value gap too. Right here, we could see it. I shouldn't have to mark it out. 15-minute bearish fair value gap. We'll keep that marked out right now. Let's accept this 5-minute bullish. But we could see we're trading into a 15-minute fair value gap. We do have a 5-minute bullish down below, but higher time frame holds higher power in my opinion, okay? I scale down to the 1-minute time frame. I'm anticipating this 5-minute getting inversed. All right, so let's X out this hourly low. We already know we took that out, okay? We're going to look at the 5-minute time frame. We're eyeing this trade up. This is going to be my break even. First take profit's going to be that London session low. We'll put this break even. First take profit's going to be that London session low. Second take profit, final take profit will be those equal lows down below. So I'm scaled down to the 1-minute time frame. I know we're trading in this 5-minute bullish fair value gap, but we're coming out of this 15-minute fair value gap. What do? I mark equilibrium out of this range where we got that reaction down off of that 15-minute fair value gap, right? What do? Zoom back a little bit here. I'm waiting patiently. We never broke structure to the downside. We inverse gaps, but I wait for a break of structure first, right? So we form this 1-minute bullish fair value gap right here. So what am I going to look for? 1-minute bullish on ES. I'm going to wait for an inverse fair value gap break of structure, and we're coming at equilibrium. What do? We get an inverse fair value gap. I'm waiting for a break of structure to the downside, waiting patiently to get my entry. We end up coming back up, right? When do we break structure? We end up making a new low right here. Boom. Break structure to the downside. I personally put my stop loss above this candle's wick. Usually I put it by where equilibrium gets invalidated, but I was fine keeping it here right now because the 15-minute fair value gap should be protecting us, okay? So look, we have our break-even level. We enter the trade right here. We got our confirmation. We respected equilibrium. We inversed the fair value gap to the downside. We broke structure to the downside. The 5-minute time frame's bearish. We have equal lows down below. We're reacting out of a 15-minute bearish fair value gap. Reasonable trade, right? Reasonable trade. We have London session lows, hourly low, equal lows down below. So what do? We're in this trade. We're letting it run. We're letting it run. Boom, our break even hits. We end up coming a point away from London session lows. I took my first take profit. You could see it in the live video, right? I went in 3 micros on this trade. I took my first take profit because these are my accounts that were on drawdown. I was fine with missing out on literally 0.5 or whatever points this would be. 1 point. Didn't care about it. It's an extra $5 per account. Didn't care. So I secured my first take profit there, moved my stop loss to break even. I'm letting this trade run. Boom. What happens? We end up getting stopped out. Okay? We made money on the first trade. I gave it a shot. I thought it was an awesome trade. It just didn't play out. We were wrong, and we just got a giant move up. Okay? So what do? I scale down, or scale back up, right? Because this is the move I wanted to see. Remember that 4-hour fair value gap I was talking to you guys about, right? We end up coming up. We break structure on the 15-minute time frame. We inverse this 15-minute fair value gap. I'm scaled to the 5-minute. We broke structure back to the 5-minute time frame. The hourly's bullish. The 4 hours bullish. The weekly's bullish. The daily's bullish. And then what do I look over here? We inverse this 5-minute gap on NASDAQ. NASDAQ swept out this hourly low, right? But then here's the key part that I saw. We ended up forming that 4-hour fair value gap at 10 a.m., right? 4-hour bullish fair value gap on NQ. We get a perfect reaction. We touch right into it, and we get a reaction off of it. I'm pretty sure I marked out equilibrium too of this range. From this candle's low to this candle's high, we touched equilibrium, and we got a giant move out of it, right? That's showing me buying pressures coming out of it, all right? So then we move higher. This is around 10:15, right? I'm going to X out this 15-minute fair value gap. We end up inversing that. What do we form? We end up forming a 5-minute bullish fair value gap. I literally said it to the chat. I want it to be done for the day, but my trade rules are I could take 2 trades in a day. The first trade was first take profit and a break even. If it was a full winner, I would have been done. So I'm sticking to my rules. I'm sticking to my risk management. We made a little bit of profits. I'm going to risk those profits, which will make my loss even smaller on the day compared to if we took a normal loss, okay? So what do? We end up forming a 5-minute bullish for value gap. It looks like the market wants to continue higher. So 5-minute bullish on NQ, on ES, sorry. 5-minute bullish on ES right here. We could see, what time is this at? 10:20. Let's go to 10:20, right? We form a 5-minute bullish fair value gap on NASDAQ too, and this is where you probably could have taken the trade, but we already took out this previous day high / Asian session. So I'm expecting we're not going to get a reaction off of this area because we already took it out and we got that reaction, right? So what's our next draw? New York session highs, right? Where is that on ES? Right here. This draw above here. This is where my New York session / 4-hour high was above. You can see that's that blue line. Same here on NASDAQ, right? So I'm thinking we have London session highs above that NASDAQ already took out on a previous day, which was yesterday. We have previous day / Asian session highs that NASDAQ already took out. New York NASDAQ probably wants to target New York session highs, in my opinion. So I'm going to put my first take profit at London session, second take profit at previous day high, final take profit once NASDAQ hits that New York session high, right? I'm using NASDAQ as my map right now. So what do I end up doing? What do we wait for? Let's X out this 5-minute. We scale down to the 1-minute time frame. We wait for price to come into this 5-minute fair value gap, right? And we wait for our confirmation to continue higher. What do? We never break structure to the downside. So all I'm looking for is that 5-minute fair value gap to get respected and some sort of bearish confirmation getting disrespected. So we have 1-minute bearish on ES right here. What do we look for? An inverse of this gap because we never broke structure. Do we get it? We come down, we form another bullish gap too, right? So we're coming out of a bullish fair value gap. 1-minute bullish on ES, and then we end up getting an inverse fair value gap, right? My entry was a little bit higher because I entered one position here, and then you can see this next candle closure, it went up a little bit higher. And this is where my overall entry was, okay? But I put my stop loss below this candle's low, right here, 17-point stop. Within my risk parameters, right? I enter 3 micros on this trade. We can X out this equilibrium because this was just for me looking for confirmation for the trade to run. We'll X out all this stuff right here. All right, so we could see the reason why I took profits a little bit early on this trade, because again, these are my accounts on drawdown. I took a second trade. I'm trying my best to control my emotions, be confident, let the trade play out. Worst case scenario, the trade ends up not playing. I literally wrote in my journal today, right? Journaling this trade, and I literally wrote in my journal, interesting day. Just know no matter what happens, you followed your system very well today, regardless of the outcome, all right? I also have people on the kick stream telling me, why'd you take this trade? Why are you targeting such a RR? We had somebody in the Discord saying that they're exiting this trade because it's chopping around too much and it's news driven. And I ended up just cutting chat because again, I'm trying to focus on letting my trade run, and worst case scenario, it stops me out, right? We calculated the risk and everything. Worst case scenario that happens, we take a loss in the day, okay? So as you can see, price action just ends up chopping around our break even / in drawdown for like, I don't know, 20 minutes, right? We end up coming up. I take my first take profit here. I end up putting my stop loss to break even, okay? Reason why I put it to break even is because if we look at the 5-minute time frame, we ended up forming another 5-minute bullish fair value gap down below, which should protect us. So I was okay with putting my stop loss at break even, right? So 5-minute bullish on ES. As of now, we secured more profits and we have 2 more runners left. We can't lose anything on the day, regardless if we get stopped out at break even. We even made a little bit more money on top of the first trade, correct? So worst case scenario, we get break even, we got another first take profit hit. So we're letting this trade run. I'm just letting it run regardless of what happens. We come down by the 5-minute fair value gap in equilibrium, and then we just get this giant candle up, dude. I took my full take profit right here because NASDAQ ended up taking this New York session high first, and that was my overall game plan. You can literally hear me in the video being like a little nerd. I'm waiting till New York session high gets hit on NASDAQ. I'm waiting. It's kind of cringy, but again, I was a little excited because this candle just came out of nowhere. And people were talking crap today, and I was just really, really, really wanted this trade to play out. If it didn't, it would have been okay, but I did really well just following my system, trusting my data, especially being on the counts or on a 4-trade losing streak. I've been really working on just letting my system play out even if my account's in drawdown. Just trusting my account rotation, trusting every day of showing up, even if I take a loss, I take 2 losses, I take a break even, I take a win, regardless of the outcome. I just want to focus on executing my system to the best of my ability, okay? And that's what happened today. It ended up playing out. I took my take profit anyway. Full take profit would have hit, but it would have been a couple points, like 2 more points anyway. I let it completely run to there. First take profit, second take profit, third take profit hit. Ended up being a good trade. We targeted a 32-point trade on ES, which would have been a 1 to 2 RR, right? And we also made 1 take profit too, hit on the other trade other than that. So again, that was today's trade. That was my mindset on this. Again, this is just my mindset on trading. This is how I trade. If you don't like it, that's okay. Like, this is what works best for me and what I've just developed over the years of trading, and I'm just working on getting better every single day and focusing on the process. That is it. I don't care about payouts. I don't care about how close my accounts are to payouts. My main focus after being in this game for so long, especially the past 3.5 years of just getting lucky with accounts, getting a quick payout, and then just going back to this repetitive process of trying to oversize and get it, and then you're just spending more money on reactivating accounts. It doesn't last long term, right? So this last year, I've just been focusing on building that capital. We built that capital. We built 25 funded accounts. So now this year, we're coming into following my system, following my risk management, executing my trades regardless of the outcome, trusting who I am as a trader. And we really did that today. And that's really all I could say. I mean, again, it's nice we made money, right? At the end of the day, it's cool. But that shouldn't be the main goal. I'm just happy I followed my system. I trusted my trade. I listened to myself. I didn't let other people get into my head while I'm in a live trade. When people are asking questions or telling me they're exiting this trade because it's chopping around, I don't trust it. But I trusted it, and it played out in my favor today. And again, that's just really all I've been focusing on doing and trying to get past that hurdle. But again, there's going to be more opportunities where we can take advantage of, and there's going to be more opportunities where I make mistakes and stuff like that. That's part of trading. There's going to be trades we lose. There's going to be trades we get stopped out by an edge and profit runs. It happened the other day. It happened the day before. Like, it literally happened yesterday. But again, I keep trying to show up with the mindset every day of just get better every day, Travis. Like, focus on your system. Focus on the process of becoming a better trader over time. Keep doing the right things and focus on the slow, consistent growth of what you're trying to accomplish, because you're going to thank yourself years down the line. Instead of just focusing on this fake stuff you see on social media of who can get the biggest payout. Like, who's trying to drag their nuts across the floor compared to other people, which doesn't last long term. It's not how quick can I get a payout, how big of a payout can I get. No, that's not going to transition you over to a live account. And again, this is just my opinion. It's not gonna transfer over to a live account good, because I've been there before with live accounts and blown a lot of money, and it's not a good feeling. It's not a good feeling. I'd rather blow a funded account compared to a live account. And people, if you try and transition the way over to a live account, it's just gonna build bad habits, and you're not gonna focus on the slow, consistent growth of compounding over time and time, and then building that capital so you can risk more based off your risk management, when you're still risking the same percentage-wise, but you have more capital, and then they'll just keep compounding over time, and then you'll get to a position where you can consistently take out money, but that just takes time, right? So we're focusing on the process of becoming a better trader. That is it. Not trying to impress anybody, not trying to do anything cool, not trying to again, we're just showing our results on social media so people can learn from me, people can just see the process of it, and people can see the outcome in the future, 2, 3, 4 years down the line of the work we put in, right? And we started social media a year ago. right? I've been trading for 6 or 7 years, like actually, and it's been a long, rough journey, especially the past 3.5 when we fully went into it. But then we started doing social media, and that was a whole different monster. You gotta wrestle coming in into trading, because trading is just hard in general by yourself. When you have people watching you, and people taking trades because of you, which shouldn't even happen. You should be taking your own trades. And people judging you and telling you you're taking stupid trades when you take losses or when you make mistakes, and you already know, it's like a whole different brain fuck on top of that. But that's something we've been overcoming also, and we're just focusing on my process, my business getting better, and we're going to show that on social media and help the people out there who actually want to learn and get better over time, and just watch the journey, right? So again, I'm going to stop yapping. You guys already know I can yap all day on this stuff. It's already 20 minutes. This is the trade recap. We took 2 trades today. First trade, first take profit, break even. Second trade, all 3 take profits hit on our group of accounts that were on a 4-trade losing streak, right? So again, we ended up getting back like 2.5 losses, which is awesome. All right, peace out.